They had Jordan Lashley. They had Adoree Jackson, Robert Woods, Marquise Lee, like all those guys in the picture together.
Right.
And I think about the fact that you guys have never played them. And at least Narbonne's playing y'all.
Right.
Do you feel like they're just conveniently ignoring you? Because they're literally right down the street. Like Marine is literally right down the street.
Well, I mean, from their perspective, what do they have to gain playing Lawndale? They're already just trying to keep their program afloat. They're trying to make sure that they stay on that level. So playing Lawndale, if they lose to Lawndale, could just decimate their program. So I would probably be cautious as well. I would slow it down and say, hold on, we got to make sure that we're prepared to play a Lawndale. So I don't think they're afraid of us. I think they're just doing self-preservation. I think they're being smart. I think that's something that I would probably look into. Although I know I'm a competitor, and I know my coaches would probably tell me to play us anyway, and we probably end up playing Lawndale. But at the same time, realistically, I think they're smart. They're just, I think they were smart not to play us last year. I think they're smart not playing us this year. I think they're trying to save their program. But they would have had, I'm not saying we would have beaten Sarah, because Sarah's a wonderful program. They're wonderful athletes. I have nothing but respect for Sarah. I respect what they do. But we're not afraid of them. We've definitely feel like we're just as good. We're just as talented. And so our kids, in many ways, I feel we're more talented. So we would definitely not turn them down, just like we haven't turned down Narbonne. And in regards to Narbonne, I have nothing but respect for them for allowing us the opportunity to kind of knock the champ down, to take the title, take the belt. They gave us a fight. So you can't do nothing but respect them for that. And I will always respect them. I hope they recover from the situation that's going over there. I don't know anything about its specifics, but I do hope Coach Douglas recovers. I hope they get their program, because it's good for our community. It's good for the South Bay to have somebody to try to reach for. I think they've done some good things on the football field, and hopefully we have an opportunity to continue to play the same Narbonne, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. And as far as that, because you guys are going up to D3 and more competition. Like I said, Sierra Canyon lost their state title game and y'all beat them. You even had some of the seniors on the team. I think Keenan Files, I think he made the all-state team.
Yes. Like
a couple guys on those teams, they made the all-state teams.
Yes.
And then you come back to this now, and I look at the South Bay, and I think the way Orange County and like the Inland Empire, their staple of football is seen. Do you feel like the South Bay isn't really there yet? Or because you only hear of like, a Sarah or a Narbonne, or even if you could go to like when Long Beach Poly was really great and powerhouses and all that.
Yeah, I was going to say
that goes to what I was saying earlier. It's not that the South Bay isn't like that. Like the Inland Empire, they pump it up. Me personally, IE football is completely different than here. It's a different person here than out there. So that's something else on its own. But
my co-host Pete is from the IE. He couldn't be here today. He really wanted to, but he's from the IE, and he always says IE football's better. And I'm just like, it's not.
No, it's not. It's not better. So like I was saying earlier, as far as the players, the South Bay football could be great. It's just that they let all of these schools from out that way come down here to all these Pop Warner practices and pick the kids out, and the parents go with it, and now I got their kid going halfway to San Diego to school every morning. Like, come on, man. Like, if you go look at these rosters seriously, and you see how many kids are from L.A., Inglewood, Gardena, Compton, like it's they have as many as we have, and we're here. So it's not that the South Bay, the talent is here. That's why they come here to get it, and it'll always be here.
Yeah, I think
this is a dominant area of football.
Yeah, I still think the South Bay has a lot of respect in high school football. I think even what we're doing here at Lawndale enhances the brand in the South Bay. We're helping. We're the state champs, and we're from the South Bay. Narbonne's playing for state championships. They're from the South Bay. Long Beach Poly, they're making deep playoff runs, and they're South Bay. So I don't think we've fallen off. at all. I think South Bay is, I think my opinion is the mecca of high school football here in Southern California. The mecca is here in the South Bay, to include schools like Costa and Redondo and those West Torrance. We're talking history programs. So I think South Bay is healthy, but I also believe that, they've got to allow schools like us, Lawndale, the opportunity to get on that level. You got to allow us to compete on that level. And that's why I respect Narbonne for giving us that opportunity. And we played them so well. I think we're going to play them well again this year. I think it's going to be just as competitive. It's going to be a fun game. It's at our field. I think you guys should try to come out week 5. I think it's going to be exciting. We're trying to get the game changed to Saturday. To Saturday, because USC is playing Utah that Friday on ESPN, and we'd like to go try to see Mr. Wilmore if he gets an opportunity to play. So that's something that's in the works right now as we speak.
And as far as your scheduling, because again, Sarah, that's just going to be the elephant in the room. Even though, I know they've had guys transfer to Narbonne. I mean, in a sense, Jordan Wilmore and Livingston they went to Sarah and transferred. So yes. I would already say, you lost one of the greatest high school players of all time. He transferred to another school down the street from you. Right. So it's kind of hard to ignore. That should be a rivalry. I get, there's city section, there's, southern section. I get all the different sections. But as far as, high school scheduling and even the transfer situations as they are, do you feel like it's become harder to balance that preseason, or do you feel like it's just a form of self-preservation?
I think it's just a form of self-preservation. I don't think Sarah knew how talented Jordan Wilmore really was as a freshman.
And he put in work too. He worked over there. It wasn't he just did all that. He worked his butt off.
I don't think they knew he was going to be that talented. I thought, I don't think they would have tried to let him go. So I don't think they realized the kind of player he was. And then when Jordan came to us, Jordan wasn't the same kid he was when he left. Yeah. He changed, he worked harder. He got on the track, he changed his body. He just kind of fell in love with the program and the process and just kind of went in all 100%. He's a great example for any kid that when you believe into something and you go all in, that you can really, really, really turn it into something very special. So that's what he did. He came over and I think he just immersed himself into that. And I think maybe not having success at Sarah was a part of that. He wanted to prove to them and to himself that he was the guy that he thought he was when he was a freshman. He is the guy that was capable of becoming the guy he became. So I think that's just a double-edged sword. I don't think Sarah knew he was going to be that, and I don't think they wanted him to leave, so to speak. So I don't think it's a rivalry in that. I don't think they're bitter at us. It was something that Jordan decided to do on his own. We didn't go pluck him from there. We didn't take him. This is something that Jordan knew about a lot of my coaching staff since he's a little kid. He's from Inglewood. Most of my staff is from Inglewood. So they've been knowing Jordan Wilmore since he was, 5 years old. He just made the decision to go to Sarah. And then after that, I think he felt like, I'm going to go somewhere I feel comfortable. And he did. He came here and turned it out. And that's the same thing. Look at Mikhail Esteen. Mikhail could have gone, coming out of high school, he could have gone anywhere in high school. He could have been at Mater Dei, could have been at Bosco, Sarah. He decided to come to Lawndale as a freshman. And you can't tell me you can't get it done, because, like I said, I think he's the, best defensive back on the West Coast, hands down. Dorian Green, there's nobody better. And then you got my other cat, EJ, is right on his bumpers, who's only played 1 year of high school football at the position. So that just lets you know what my boys are going to do. My boys, at the end of the day, I don't really care about what people rank them. Like I used to talk about Deshaun Jackson and Patrick Turner and a lot of other receivers, like Jordy Nelson, who's good, but a lot of the receivers that got drafted in front of him, even in high school, not going to USC because of some other things. I told him, I said, at the end of the day, we're going to see who's the best. So 12 years later, Deshaun's the best. So like my kids will say, at the end of the day, let's just everybody bring their chips back to the table in about 5 to 6 years. And I bet you my boys are going to be better than all these dudes that are supposedly ranked over them. They're going to be playing on Sundays or whatever they're doing, but they're going to be successful on Saturdays, and everybody's going to know about them and all that stuff. So we don't care about the hype. We just care about what we're trying to grind and become, because it's the end product. It's not where you start. It's where you end.
Yeah. And again, with the transfer thing, like, you get like a player here and there, but it's not like 15 people are coming in through the door.
Right.
That's just never been like what Lawndale was, even before they got rid of the lottery rule and like anyone could come. So do you feel like how you're maneuvering in this era of all these transfers, cats coming and going when they pleases, you got the camps, you got all this. How are you still making sure you're building a program that can compete 5 years from now?
It's funny. I talked to I'll bring him up. I talked to Mr. Jackson, who's Elijah Jackson's dad. We always talk about it. We get this information from Coach Peterson up at University of Washington. They always call it an OKG, our kind of guy. So when in this high school level, I've realized that I don't want them all. I tell my coaches all the time, I don't want every football player that's a high school football player, because they're not OKGs. You know, you can get a transfer with a lot of talent, but if he's not your kind of guy, if he's not going to conform to doing it your way, if he's not going to work hard like the Lawndale way, it's not going to be successful for him, and it's not going to be successful for us. So we don't want everyone. You know, I'm a believer, and I feel that nothing is a coincidence. Everything is written. So the kids that we get, they're supposed to be put into my presence. And if they're an OTG, our type of guy, then that guy is going to be successful. And you look around the room, the Tuipulotus, these Elijahs, the Jalens, these Rolands, the Jeffs, the McHales, the Nakis, the Isaiahs, the Jordans. They're OTGs. These guys are just hard workers. If you notice, we think about the academics. Stan Livingston, he left early. I mean, these kids are doing it in the classroom. My kids are doing it on the football field. They're OKGs. You're not going to hear any negative things about these kids. Go look up Jalen Walker at Boise State. He's an OKG. Go look at BJ Perkison at Sac State. He's an OKG. These kids understand what it takes to be successful. They're being groomed for the real world. We can care less about what's going on the outside. I want my kids for longevity. I want my kids to be productive on Saturdays, and if they have the opportunity and blessed to play on Sundays, I want them to be productive. I want longevity. I want them to graduate from college. I want to make sure that I look up and I see my kids coming back saying, I have a degree from Cal, I have a degree from Washington, I have a degree from UCLA, I have a degree from USC, from Sac State, from Boise State, wherever they are, from San Jose State, from UNLV. I want them to come back with that paper. And that's what we talk about all the time. And I think my kids understand that. And that's what we're trying to attain. We're trying to be OTGs, our type of guys. I took that from Coach Peterson from the University of Washington. OKG, our type of guy. So you can't save them all. We don't want them all. Good luck to them all. I hope everyone makes it. But we don't want everybody. It takes a special kind of kid to understand what we're trying to do. We do it organically over here. It's a little bit different. It's from the heart. And we just try to groom our kids to be prepared for that next level.
But we do want some, and our school is free.
True.
We're free.
That is true. Gotcha. But thanks again for coming, Coach Clark. Thank you, everyone. Any parting words?
No, we always appreciate you guys for having us, man. This is awesome that you guys reach out to us, especially you being an alum. We have so much respect for you. All the kids appreciate you giving us love all the time. Social media, you're always mentioning us. I know it feels good, especially being an alum, to have a school that you went to being successful. So we do it for people like you. Just understand that we're not doing it for just ourselves. We do it for all those that came before us. We do it for those that are going to come behind us. I want to make sure the next coach that comes to Lawndale is afraid because he can't do the things that we did, we accomplished. We want to put pressure on everybody. We want to make this program understand that when you come here, yes, it's pressure. We win, we're successful. We do it with less. We do more with less, and we appreciate you. Like I said, we appreciate this program. So thanks for having us, and this is always home.
Likewise, thank you. Thank all y'all. Good luck this year.
Thank you.
And yeah,
Thank you.
No
My
problem.
guys.
All right, y'all. Touchdowns and tangents. This is gonna go up. You're pre-recording this on a Friday, but it's gonna go up next Thursday.
Touchdowns and tangents.
Good News Radio.
Don't sleep.
Yes, sir.
All right. Y'all have a good one. Whew. All right. Shout out to everybody who hung in on that. appreciate y'all for listening, and you know,